What's going on? It is Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Today is Monday. It is February 2nd. I appreciate you guys being here for today's program. It's amazing to me that we're already past the first month of this year, and we are pushing into February, closer to spring football. And there's a lot to dive into today on the program, so I appreciate you guys being active inside the comment box, letting me know where you're watching from, saying good morning to everybody. And if you caught Wake Up Bama this morning, led with some basketball following Alabama's 100-77 loss yesterday to the Florida Gators. So on today's program, I want to kind of go over the offensive side of the ball going into February. Kind of set the tone there. Tomorrow we'll do defense. We'll kind of break it up into 2 days. And I want to start kind of my opening with talking about Trent Seaborn, right? And this picture tells me so much, okay? As you know, Alabama hosted a lot of prospects this weekend on a junior day. For me, like a guy like Trent Seaborn is exactly the type of guy that you want to be at Bama. And I think in this world of where we're at in kind of NIL and transfer portal, I think a lot of people are just specifically thinking about where I can get the bag, where I can, play immediately. And I don't know if there's a lot of players out there anymore. And this would be interesting to find out kind of at the high school level that like deeply, deeply want to be at a program because of what that program still stands for. You get what I'm saying? Like that, I think the script day to this young man means more than anything. I mean, this has been a great story to follow. Now, he's been the quarterback at his high school team, right, for years, it seems. And he still has another season to go. He's not on campus yet. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. People is like, well, isn't he already like enrolled? He's not. He still has to play his senior year. So everyone is really excited about Trent Seaborn. And I think a lot of people, excited rightfully about Elijah Haven, the other quarterback in 2027, who looks like he could probably, start anywhere this year. He's just that physically developed. But I want to give some opening props to Trent Seaborn because I really, really feel, and I'd be curious, do you agree with me inside the comment box from the little bit you know about Seaborn? Like this guy is all Roll Tide. And that is what you want here. You want guys who are going to come here to embrace that challenge. The chances of you starting here, the chances of you playing early at Alabama, very slim, almost slim to none, right? But this guy has been all Alabama. He's never wavered. And, I'm really excited that this still exists because I don't think that Trent Seaborn is a bag chaser. And the way that I know this is because he had offers already to transfer. This is crazy, I know. Transfer from high school to, I think, another state for a big bag. And he turned that down because he wants to be with his teammates. Who does that remind you of? Right? So the loyalty, the passion to literally play it somewhere, man, it reminds me of somebody who just left here. And that's the type of person that you want within the program. There's cancers within the program, and you got to take that out, and you got to kind of move past those people. And there's other people that are elevators because of their mindset, because of who they are, because of their long-term ideology. That's who I see as a Trent Seaborn. All right, so him and his family, this is a beautiful picture to see them all, dripped up in Alabama gear. I like this hoodie that Coach Kalen DeBoer has. I like what Trent has on. And to me, it just screams like somebody who really wants to be here. You ever like that's the type of people you want, right? You don't want people who are kind of like in and out. You want people who are fully invested. So just thought that was a really nice photo to kind of start out with. And I don't look the recruiting for me, it doesn't make a lot of sense because I mean, here we are, trying to track 16, 17-year-olds. Like there's a lot that goes into that, and they commit, they decommit, they top 12, top 8, top 4, top 3, commit, then decommit. It's kind of a mess, and I do feel that as we push forward, teams are going to go more away from recruiting. Will always be somewhat important, but I think you'll start to get more of the rental type players. And unfortunately, I think it will impact high school recruiting, for the next couple years. And that's just, how the game has changed. Also in the news, I don't know if you saw this, but 6 more weeks of winter. I just saw this come in as I was starting up the program. And this made me a little bit upset, okay? And it takes a lot for me to get upset, as you know. But I'm freezing, okay? And I'm sure you're out there and where you're at, it's probably cold. The cold is like, okay, I can be cold, but the way that it's been cold recently has been crazy. Like the other day on Saturday, the feels like was like 2 or something like that. Come on. Like there's cold and then there's just like ridiculous cold. So this, the Gophers saw a shadow and I guess 6 more weeks of winter. Do we have any winter people? Is anyone happy about an extended winter? Right? I don't know. It snowed I think it snowed twice since I've been here in Tuscaloosa. The first day I moved here and then like a couple years ago. And the city, I'm not kidding you. We didn't have school 2 times last year or 2 times last week because it was cold. Yeah. Let's see who's in the program today. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for joining our Monday show. We have Cody. What's up, Cody? Good to see you, brother. We have Young C. What's up, man? Good to see you this morning. We have the Beastie One. What's up, bro? Young C. Miss Amanda Jane. Good morning to you. We have Andy Holder. What's up, bro? Happy Monday to everybody inside the comment box. We have Capstone Farms. What's up, Capstone? I don't know if you caught that basketball, Capstone, but that was rough, man. What's up, Aver Jackson? 34, man. What's going on? It looks like you watched the basketball game. Broderick, my boy, what's up, bro? Did you get those pipes unfrozen? You said, I think it was yesterday, that the pipes were a little tight, right? Robert Bradley Jr., what's up, man? Justin RTR, good morning to you. What's up, Rex Green? Good morning to you up in Hunts, Vegas. Hope you're doing well, man. We got Justin RTR. We got Danny the Great. Good morning to you this morning. And Ryan Harris says, another day too cold for golf. Oh, man, that breaks my heart, bro, right? You know how I love golf. So we'll get our time. It's going to warm up at some point. Now, there's golfers that are on a different level that they're just going to go out and swing. That's just how it is. Michael Hill, what's up, bro? Good to see you inside the comment box. Darren Jenkins, what's up, bro? Roll Tide, family. Star Wars, good to see you, and happy Monday to you. Who else we got up inside the comment box? We got K Spray. What's up? Happy Monday. We got Miss Crystal Jones. We got Wigan 53. What's up, man? You're not used to this in Alabama. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's cold. All right. J. Cole, what's up, man? Good to see you. Always with the spiritual message. It's great. We have a lot of spiritual leaders on the channel, and you know what? I want you to think about this for a second, okay? We have Ethan, and we have J. Cole, and we have a couple other people that hold it down for us inside the comment box from a spiritual perspective. This is exactly how you want to work the transfer portal, okay? If we ever lose, if Ethan has to work, if he steps out, boom, J. Cole's right in, spiritual message, all right? And then guess what? On the call-in line, God is the greatest, Jay will call in, so we're covered. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, our bullpen is at a good spot from a spirituality perspective. So think about that, because I know you got the running back, and we'll talk about him here in a minute, and people are like doom and gloom about, his stats or whatever. We don't want to get to the midway point or for who we got inside, the comment box. And it's kind of a way to look at it in terms of, the transfer portal roster. How did you guys all go purple? What happened? Something happened while I was doing this. And are you guys seeing this? Okay, Broderick went purple. Okay, yeah, I see you guys inside the comment box. All right, cool. Maybe I missed something. Maybe it's something. I don't know what it is. All right, but I see a lot of people changing. So thank you so much. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, Bama basketball falls right to Florida. Now, we watched this game together yesterday, and we've done 2 watch-alongs, and good morning to... Did the video freeze up for a second? Yo, it froze up yesterday. Are we still cooking, though? No sound? Now Michael's saying no sound. Audio acting up? Give it a refresh and see if it works. Oh, my God. Test 1, 2. Test, test, test. It sounds like the audio is good on this side. Test 1, 2. Test. No sound? What? Test. Test 1, 2. Test, 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 test. Oh, my God. All right. Look, refresh and it should be good. Weird. All right, so just refresh and you should be good for the sound, okay? The curveballs on the Daily Show are wild, right? Okay, so we watched this game yesterday, Alabama and Florida, and we've done 2 basketball watch-alongs, right? And each time they've lost, right? So, look, we're going to keep doing the watch-alongs. It was a good it's been fun, to be honest. We get a lot, maybe 40 people on, all right? I know. We got to kind of build it up. But I think when you look to Alabama basketball, it was clear as day why they lost to Florida, all right? The turnovers were unacceptable. They had 18 turnovers. Florida had 2, right? And I think also the points in the paint. It was crazy. I think Florida had, it was either 72 or 76 points inside the paint. Alabama shot really well from the field. They shot really well even from the free throw line and from the 3-point line. Like they did well. It was just Florida had elite defense. There was times that one particular guy shut down Philon and I think Holloway. It was crazy. So you're not going to win games like that where you turn the basketball over. I think with this basketball team, and just as I was kind of, saying, if you caught Wake Up Bama, basketball is a season of runs. They play so many games, you're going to go on swings. And the way that I see it right now is like Alabama is down by 8. You call it timeout. You kind of reset things. This whole Bediako thing, has kind of been wobbly. And you get back on track. If you look at the next 10 games that Alabama has, I know you play Auburn twice. You got Tennessee in there. LSU might be in there as well. I still feel that Alabama can turn it, around kind of in the back end of the SEC. And is this team, unranked this week? Yeah, right? For sure. But where are they in the bracket? Probably 7, maybe at the worst, an 8 seed, which would be a dangerous 8, right? And Josh points out, about the bigs. Bediako has elevated them in that area. Sherelle is a outside big man. And, Big Noah, he really doesn't fit what we want for a big man, okay? He doesn't fit the team at all right? Too slow. It doesn't translate well. So really they got one big man, which is Bediako, which helped them because if they didn't have that, my goodness. Seth Greenberg recently said that this team is capable of still going all the way. That's a really big statement, right? I saw someone say inside the comment box they probably have them as a Sweet 16 team. I mean, I might have them there. I might take them. I mean, Elite 8 sounds like really optimistic. I might be Sweet 16 even with Bediako right now, okay? That's kind of where I have them as well. So I'll go Sweet 16. But I do feel that they can turn it around. And then this whole thing with Nate Oates, look, right now, I think he's getting a lot of heat for the Bediako stuff. But overall, who are you going to get? Right? I mean, shoot. Nate Oates is the guy. Okay? Last year, Elite 8, the year prior, Final Four. You know what I'm saying? Since he's been here for 6 years, they've made the tournament 5 consecutive years. So Nate Oates is the best we got. And I promise you, you do not want to be the guy after Nate Oates. Okay? You're not going to get anybody that's better than this guy. Nate Oates is the guy. So we ride this out and, we'll keep going. But it looks like the most you guys want to talk about most is this. This is the most popular thing I've seen inside the comment box. So let's talk about it. All right? It was like, no basketball. Gus Malzahn, a guy who retired, a guy who wasn't even a head coach. All right, let's talk about it. You guys want to talk about it? Let's do it. Gus Malzahn retires, okay? He was the offensive coordinator at Florida State, and he beat the absolute you-know-what out of Alabama last year. This guy said that he woke up every morning at 4 a.m. and watched Kane Womack's defense. He knew exactly what to do against Kane Womack. He probably, Kane Womack grew up. Kane Womack knows everybody, right? Everybody. Gus Malzahn, what he did last year to Kane Womack in the defense was crazy. They did absolute work on Alabama. And that's still, Bama fans haven't even healed from that loss. That's how bad it was, okay? I think, some of those 8 wins that they strung together, no matter what they did, no matter if they would have beaten, even if they would have, however far they would have went, people could still not get over that Florida State loss. I know. That's just how it was. There was so much buildup. We were so excited and came out, and Tommy Castellanos just did whatever he wanted to against Bama. It was nasty. Now, as you know, Florida State comes to Alabama now, right? And they'll have a new offensive coordinator, and I'm sure Florida State will be fine. They'll have a new quarterback. I mean, everybody has a new quarterback, right? An older quarterback. But if you think about like a true nemesis, like look at that record. He was 6-7 against Bama. That's why. See, this is the weird thing for me. When I moved here, it was like Gus Malzahn was the head coach at Auburn, and they felt that they could do way better than him. Let me ask you inside the comment box, about Malzahn. Here's my question, okay? Since they fired Malzahn, has Auburn's program became better or has it became worse? What do y'all think? Anton, what's up, bro? Thanks for checking in. Have they gotten better or worse for Malzahn? I would say it's been a disaster after him. They should have just kept him. Yo, this guy had beaten Saban enough to where, like, you're Auburn. You have to understand that there's a ceiling for you. I don't know why that life has put a ceiling on Auburn football. That's over my head. But there is. And they hit that ceiling, and they were like, you know what? We can do better. You can't. You're just never going to do better, okay? You look to, like, where they've gone, it's literally, like, straight down. It's crazy. They should have just kept him. That's why it's always, like, in programs right now, always feel that they can just get a new coach and do automatically better. You know what? And Florida State fans thought, they were like, hey, we're going to fire Mike Norvell. I think the administration was like, hold on. Let's stay here and see if we can, kind of take another step forward. Sometimes I feel like, so here's my question to you. At what point do you know that a head football coach is no longer the guy? There's the question. At what point do you know that coach is no longer the guy? Because, and I relate that back to what we have going on here. I mean, I see it all the time. And look, DeBoer has a lot of fans. But you know what? There's a lot of people here. Go read the Facebook channel. It's people like in Alabama gear that are like, he's not it. This and that, right? And his approval rating is still high. So, like, who these people want? What do they want? This is what I think those programs want, or these people want. They want Jeremy Pruitt to come over and be the head football coach, and they want to hire Scott Cochran as a trainer, and they want to get Bo Davis, and they want all the old guys to come back and start coaching Alabama football. That's never going to happen. Never. You get one more guy back from the old days. That would be exciting. That's not going to happen. And I don't know if fans are ever going to, like, get past that. Because the biggest thing that fans want right now is Jeremy Pruitt. That's what they want. They don't care what role he has, what he does, nothing. They just want him here. But in terms of what you guys are saying, when is it time for a coach to step aside when they start losing their locker room? Yo, Dennis, that's huge. And let me ask you this, Dennis. Look, what have the guys out of the locker room that are leaving the program, going to the NFL, what have they said about DeBoer? What have they said? Nothing but positive things. Nothing, right? That's it. They cannot say any. I haven't heard. And look, I get it. There's like player talk, whatever. But like, don't you trust the words out of Ty Simpson and Tim Keenan? Jarvis says this: when the players no longer respond to the coaches. There you go. When you have two captains and the captains are voted on by the players and the captains are telling you about Kalen DeBoer and people still are not satisfied. And you know what? A33, what's up, dog? You bring up a great point. Grub, right? A lot of people are like, well, since he's this, then, right? That's why they're mad. I still haven't seen Grub, by the way. Did anybody see pictures of him from the junior day that they just had? So, I know. So, kind of going back to Gus Malzahn and Auburn, they thought that they could do better. People always think that they can do better. And those should be your aspirations. But also, you know what should be like in your mindset is to be realistic. Be realistic, right? About where you're at. And Jarvis, I would say this too, bro. You're talking about Grub, right? I think this is the vibe that I 100% get. The one picture that is floating around a Grub is from the season. There has been no like updated photo of him this year, to be honest. And Shade, the fisherman, says that it was the offensive line coach. So, Shay, what's up, man? I appreciate you being here. Do you have – so, and this is totally fair, and I'm not picking on you by any means, but because I have never seen more support for Ryan Grubb than right now. And you're like, what? Yeah, go out there. His approval rating is sky high. And people were like, it's because of Geno Smith. That's why they lost. You know, that's why the Seahawks were terrible. I have a different opinion on it, but I'm open to, you know, people who support him because I like to hear they bring in good points, you know. Kevin, what's up, man? 10 a.m. show. Get me ready for 11:30, Kyle. Ready for lunch. What's up, man? Good to see you. Cody says Grubb isn't on any news outlets. Yeah, he's like, I don't. And you know what? I had a friend say, you know what? Grubb isn't recruiting, and neither are the Ohio State offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. They don't do it either. So I guess this is like a new thing. So anyways, you know, a lot going on with Malzahn, but still, I mean, this guy, this is probably really good that he's out of here because I think with the quarterback that he have coming into this coming season, who knows what he's capable of, right? I would imagine that Ashton Daniels is going to be the quarterback of Florida State. So you're not, I don't think Florida State upgrades their OC. So if anything, this was good news for Alabama football fans, period. All right. Okay. We have to give a birthday shout out today to Toby. All right. So you know Toby. He calls in. This is Toby right here. He's out in Leeds. Okay. He texted me this morning and he said that it is his birthday. Okay. So Toby is pictured right here with Coach Kalen DeBoer. He's got the keys to the city. Looks like they're at a Alabama baseball game, right? And this is Toby and I back when we met. Toby, what was it? 2023? 2022? We've known each other for a long 2020 maybe? This might be, I don't know when this was. Well, I guess maybe 2023. Yeah, 2023. Look, I have the media tag on right there. So happy birthday, Toby. Toby is 59, right? So Toby, please wish Toby a happy birthday. He calls in the show sometimes, say what's up. He always texts me. And yeah, Toby, good dude from Leeds, Alabama. Biggest Alabama football fan you could find. And you know what Toby always says? You know what Toby says? I'll read you some of his text messages real quick, okay? Because I have never seen anybody more supportive than Toby, okay? This is on January 12th at 10 a.m. Let's get behind Coach Kalen DeBoer. Okay? This is also what Toby says on January 14th. I think that it's going to be Keelan Russell as quarterback. On January 19th, this is what Toby said. Kalen DeBoer's approval rating is a 10. All right? This is what he said on January 24th. Coach Saban should be the college football commissioner. Okay? And he said, please send me a hat from Bama football on YouTube. So, Toby, you want to talk about optimistic? You want to talk about people who are battling, who can still stay in an optimistic mindset? There's your man right there, Toby. And he's never, ever, ever sent one text message to me that he's upset. He's never complaining. He's never whining. Every single thing that Toby sends is positive. My last thing on Toby, he told me last year that his mother passed away. He did. And I said, Toby, I'm so sorry. And you know what he said? He was like, it's okay because they were so close and that he knows where his mother is. Toby's a real one. I think all of us should be more like Toby out in Leeds. Toby, happy birthday, brother. We love you, bro. Okay. The Super Bowl is coming up. And who you guys got? I know Fromm. I think Fromm is like our one real Seattle Seahawks fan. All right. Now is a perfect time to download that Sleeper app that I've been telling you about. Okay. You download it. You get $20 by just downloading the app. That's it. It's free money. And get a $100 deposit up to $100 when you put in, right? Use the promo code, which is tailgate. Available in 25 states. Terms and conditions apply. Okay? So, who wins the Super Bowl? I'm going to ask you every single day till we go. Jarvis has Seattle. We'll probably do a watch-along for the Super Bowl, right? So, you might have to bring a dish virtually, right? We got B-Rob taking Seattle. Yeah, I'm going for, okay, the Beastie is a Seahawks fan. Okay. Man, we have a lot of Seahawks fans. I guess I'm going for the Seahawks too. I'm not a Seahawks fan. I'm a 49ers fan, but I'll rock with the Seahawks for the Super Bowl. And did anybody see the Pro Bowl? Oh my God. What signs the apocalypse, right? Signs of the apocalypse. What have we turned the Pro Bowl into? It scares me to death. I didn't watch it. I saw highlights on it. I saw Jahmyr Gibbs make an interception and run down the field. It was like on my social media feed. Why? Why are we at this? Like, what happened? Because when I was growing up, and I know, same for you all, right? When we were like growing up, the Pro Bowl was something. I always looked forward to the Pro Bowl, like them physically playing, right? And I was so excited to get like Tecmo Super Bowl and turn on the game. And before I like dipped into my season, I would play the Pro Bowl just to kind of like get loose on the sticks. And now the Pro Bowl is like, what is it? It's like flag football? How did we get here? Where are we going? Right? Man. it makes me sad because I'm like, man, when was the last like real Pro Bowl? What a world that, right? Did anybody watch the Pro Bowl? Seriously, I'm not hating, I'm not judging, but did anybody watch it? Dang, Ronnie Wilson's been a Seahawks fan for a long time. Look, Fromm went to the Pro Bowl in 1989 and 90 in Hawaii. See? Fromm, where's even the Pro Bowl now? Is it in like Florida or something like that? What happened? Man. Oh, so let's see. The BC last good one was like 2017. Was that like a real game? What happened? I don't know. So again, download the app. Promo code is right here at the bottom right of the screen, which is called Tailgate. That's my personal promo code, right? We will do another raffle this week. Heads up, we will spin it Friday. Another sweatshirt. Same sweatshirt in week 3. This is week 2. Week 3, we'll have some other gear, but we're going to do another hoodie. So if you want to get in, Bama_YouTube on Venmo, Cash App Bama YouTube, $10, up to 3 opportunities to get in for a chance to spin the pinwheel, okay? Anna won the last one, all right? She took home the first hoodie, all right, of the new gear. And I'll put the link to the gear inside the comment box. If somebody wants to beat me to it, post it inside the comment box. I appreciate it, okay? But we will have another pinwheel spinoff this Friday at 10:45. That seems to be our time, right? Okay. I want to go through the roster right now, just the offense, and tomorrow we'll do the same thing, but we'll do the defense, okay? So I'm going to ask you, going into this new month, as we usually do, just kind of as a refresh, right? Number 1, let me know if you see anything that needs to be updated. Number 2, you're going to give me your kind of like assessment level for each of the position groups as we do, right? Like going into the new month, new assessment, right? And we'll do it on a scale of 1 to 10. 10, you're like, this is the unit. I'm feeling good going to spring football. And you'll post the other thing too, and I'll talk about this on my podcast on Tuesday morning, will be biggest questions about each unit. Deal? All right. So with that said, let's look at the quarterbacks. So my question to you on an assessment level as of February 2nd, 2026, what is our assessment level of the quarterbacks that we have here at the University of Alabama on a scale of 1 to 10? The scale for 10 is like elite, best room in the nation. 7 to 8 is like very good, right? 6 to 7 is kind of like, okay, good. But I need to see more of these guys because they don't have experience. So who the hell knows? And then 5, you're like, I don't know, man, just not really feeling it. I think we should have got a veteran quarterback, all right? So why don't you guys go ahead and post your assessment. And then what we'll do here is we'll update this with the biggest question that we have about this room. Something other than like who will be the quarterback, right? What's like your biggest question mark about the room? Here's some ideas that I'm just going to kind of throw out. You guys post your own. I'll put them on the screen. But like, will the lack of experience, will that impact the team? Or do you think it doesn't matter? Because look, I know Austin Mack got to play a little, and so did Keelan Russell, right? A little bit. But they don't have like a lot of experience. They just don't. This room just doesn't. You're not going to sell me that they're an experienced room. Even though Austin Mack, this is his 4th year within the system, I still don't feel like it's an experienced room. So does the lack of experience impact the team early on? Right? Mike G with the big one, he says, will Keelan transfer? Like, I guess, during the next transfer window. What else you guys got? A lot of very high marks, which I'm not surprised about. 10s, 9s, 7.6, 7.8, 5, 6.7. How is Kalen DeBoer really going to choose the quarterback this year? Okay, I like this one right here. Yeah, I mean, it's simple, but it's like, Yeah, like this is a good question. What is it going to take for a coach to choose his quarterback? What are going to be the characteristics that he looks for? And I answered that myself by thinking about, I'm like, okay, how did they determine Ty as a starter? What were they saying during, I guess, the quarterback competition last year? I heard them say whoever makes the least amount of mistakes. I heard them talk about consistency. Oh, winning the locker room. Yeah. Although, Ryan, I never heard them say that, right? But I think that kind of goes with, that's like naturally something that has to happen, right? One of the things that I did notice that they mentioned a couple different times was the quarterback that turns the ball over the least amount of times, right? Fisherman says, I think it's going to be who can show up and who can win over the team, right? The leadership, Jacob Smith says. And you know what? Like, I think we left this season viewing, I don't view him like this. I don't view Ty as a turnover machine, but he got viewed like that. And you might view him like that. I know he had the fumbles, he had the 5 interceptions. But one of the things that he didn't do, in my opinion, is he didn't turn the ball over a ton of times. I mean, you're going to have turnovers. It's just part of the game. It's like it's a long season. You play, 16 games? You're going to turn the ball over, right? In the NFL, the guys throw interceptions, right? You fumble the ball. It's part of it. But I think that has to be on my major checklist. We can't have a guy that's forcing balls. We can't have a guy that's careless with the football. We can't have a guy that can't have a wide vision of the field. And I know that's what Ryan Grubb was talking about last year, talking about Keelan Russell specifically, is that one of the things that he likes about him is he has such a wide vision of the field. And that, look, there's nothing worse than a quarterback that can just go through one progression and then takes off. It makes me so upset because at this level, you need a quarterback that's behind an offensive line that can protect him, that can go through progressional read 1, 2, 3 and make the best decision. I guess also to throw some, kind of some spice on this guy is ultra talented and he's already here. And this guy, these younger guys come in here, who knows? I think a lot of people who really know football, who know ball, right? That's popular to say right now. Jet Damala is a guy, okay? He's a guy. And I know we're really excited about getting Trent Seaborn and we're getting Elijah Haven and we got Keelan Russell. You got Jet Damala too, all right? This guy is really, really talented. So loaded quarterback room for sure, just no experience. So, I like that question. How, right? How is DeBoer and Grubb going to choose their quarterback this year? I guess the other thing is, too, the quarterback coach. They have a new quarterback coach. Kind of throw that in somehow, right? How does he help the room elevate? Okay. I updated the running back graphic. There's a lot of running backs within the room. We have 6 running backs now. And same question to you. What is our February assessment of the running backs? Based on what we know, there's a full room now of 6 guys. And this is in no particular order. If anything, I kind of put, actually it is. It's by upperclassmen down to the young guys. That's how I have it. But it's not like a depth chart or anything like that, right? Okay, and we have a correction on the quarterbacks. Okay, we got to add a number 5, a 5-star. Okay, let's see. Okay, copy. We'll take care of it. The best thing to do things in life is always right now, right? That's how you got to do it. You see the trash, take the trash out. You see the dishes, put the dishes away. Do it. It makes your life so much easier. It's just, I don't know why. Who came up with that, but attacking things, you got to do them right away. See them? That's one, because I think as a grown up, you understand that more stuff is just always coming. So the more stuff, it's like a video game, right? Of stuff just coming at you. And you're Oh yeah, I'm 100%. Yeah, I was 100% on Friday. I was completely sick Monday or Sunday through Thursday, and I'm 100%. I was 100% on Friday. So yeah, thanks for noticing. All right, so what do we got? What's our assessment for this running back room? Be honest with me. You don't have to say everything's a 10. I'm not going to vote a 10 on this room. I'm really not. And I'm going to say this too. This is another room that doesn't have experience. It doesn't. You'll be like, oh, well, Daniel Hill played 75 carries is not a lot of experience. Neither is 59 and neither is 19. And the biggest thing that I always get, right, from people when I post about the running backs, sleeping on AK Deer, sleeping on AK Deer, sleeping on AK Deer. I get it again and again and again and again. I agree, world. Alabama world, I agree. My question to you is, why didn't he play more? Why? Why did not? That would be a great question for Grubb. Hey, coach, going into the season, obviously you're going to have a huge commitment to running the ball. At least that's what it seems like. You fired the offensive line coach going into the season. How imperative is it to feed AK Deer the football? Why is that important to you this season? They're not going to ask questions like that. Hey, coach, so are you excited about coming back year 2 in Tuscaloosa? Hey, coach, tell us about Coach Kalen DeBoer's shoes. Hey, coach, what do you like about Xavier Crowell's film? No, press him. Do you feel heat? Do you have you had time to reflect, and do you feel that the inabilities of Alabama last year were because of the lack of running game? And do you feel that the connection when you sat down with Coach Kalen DeBoer was tied to the offensive line, or do you feel that it was some of your schematics? They're not going to ask questions like that. What do you think about Khalifa Keith coming from App State? Do you think that'll translate well into Alabama? I don't know. I mean, the room doesn't have experience. Experience and talent are two different things, right? Do you have talent? Yeah, you have talent. And the thing that stands out to me when I look at the running back room, you have a variety of running backs. That's exactly what you need. You can't have just the same type of running back. All of these running backs are pretty much like we have two of the same style with Khalifa Keith, Daniel Hill, right? Those are our bigger running backs. Kevin Riley and I guess Trayshawn Brown are kind of the same, and then AK Deer and Crowell the same, right? And I've said this before on the podcast as well. I think a hell of a combination, at least to kind of get things going, right, would be like Daniel Hill, Kevin Riley, AK Deer, and assess where Crowell is. And if Crowell is ready to go, then play him. Like, play him. If he's ready, play him. If he's not, let's get him up to speed. What do we have to do to get Crowell on the field? And how can we get on the field early like a 1-2 punch like Daniel Hill? To me, Daniel Hill and AK Deer seems like a hell of a combo for the beginning of the season. Right? Doesn't that, my goodness. Have those guys pound the ball. And you're like, well, if we run the ball, then we can't throw the ball. No. You're exact opposite. When you run the ball, then you can pass the ball. And I really hope that Crowell does play a lot. I know. I talk about this often as well. When you watch his tape, you're like, damn, that dude could play right now. Let's just see what happens. Because I'm excited too. 100%. See, I don't, Darren, what's up, dog? I don't see, Darren likes Crowell at kick returner. I don't like that. For me, I like what they did with Lazier Brooks. I want a guy back there, just my coaching style. It seems like we would be conflicting coaches because I would put, I like a Lazier Brooks back there. I did not like Cole Adams back there. I love Cole Adams as a kid. I wish him well at Vanderbilt, all that sort of stuff. But I think we need somebody a little bit more spicier on punt return, right? I guess I wouldn't be, somebody maybe, who I might like at punt return is a Kevin Riley. a guy that's kind of got that. Because what I've learned from Kevin Riley is he's fat, like right out the gate. Bam. Doesn't take him long to get to acceleration point. But we have a variety of running backs. And the biggest thing was when I post about the running backs, people were like, you got to commit to running the ball, got to get the offensive line going, right? And that's the other thing. We're about to talk about the offensive line now. And we can pretend that we know what's going to happen with the offensive line. I don't think we do, right? Let's see what Dennis says. I think he has a chance to start, Kyle, because we had most of these guys last year and the production wasn't there. Tim says, better be able to block. See, 100%, right? J. Cole says, put the best player on the field. Yep. And let's see. Yeah, so I think we all know that the guys are there. I think the biggest thing, like, okay, so let me ask you this. The biggest thing to me is at the bottom. Alabama has not had a 1,000-yard back since 2021. Does that matter? I don't know. But I do find it interesting. The last time they had a 1,000-yard back was in 2021 and 2020, and they made it to the national title game. So I'm opening up for you guys now. What's the biggest question you have about this running back room? Okay, yeah. Oh, pass pro is huge for sure. What's your biggest question as you look to these running backs? What's your biggest question that you have? Same thing that we did with the quarterbacks. Like, what is a question that we have about this room? I don't know. To kind of just throw stuff out there. I mean, is Crowell going to be as good as advertised? Right? Are we? Is this the year of AK Deer? What happens with Kevin? There's a lot of questions here. What happens with Kevin Riley? Pass protection, yes. Okay, a lot of you guys hitting on pass protection. Very good. Yeah, that might be the best thing is who's the best at pass protection, right? Yards after contact, Broderick says. Let's see. Mystery says Daniel had 103 total plays and Riley had 78. That's not a ton of snaps, but I would say they have no experience. Yeah, they did play, right? Like, Hill got in, and he had some good runs. Riley got in earlier in the season, and it seemed for a while, remember, like, Riley was like our I don't know if he was ever our player of the week, but he was like, damn, dude, Riley's like the guy. Or a guy. It all depends on the offensive line. How's the ball carrying vision? Can we average more than 1.1? Let's see. All day pass pro and blocking, Tim says. There's a lot of questions here, huh? Right? I mean, we like the running backs. I don't think, like, we're not saying that we don't have talent here. It's just there's a lot of questions, I think, just because a lot of these guys are improving. And then the crazy thing was Bama goes out and gets a running back that had 3 carries for 8 yards last year from App State. I know, right? Darren says he'll need a job about 15. Who are you talking about, Darren? Are you talking about Hill? Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that. Is Hill playing a little bit too heavy? Because he needs to get faster. Think about this. What if we had like Daniel Hill at like 230 and got him faster? Maybe he's playing too heavy. I don't know. Okay. All right. Wide receivers. Okay. We have 8 guys in the tank right now. This is an exciting room to talk about, clearly. And you know what? Outside of kind of Ryan Williams and Lottie right here, most of these, nobody else. Oh, okay. We have Noah Rogers, too. Noah Rogers has some experience at NC State. So we got 3 guys that, right, are, let's call them returners that played. And then Rico Scott didn't see a lot of action. Derek Meadows, what do you have, like 50-some snaps. Sadarian Morgan just got here. Cherwig elevated to scholarship. MJ Mathis. Oh, we need Aubrey Walker on this, fam. We need to add Aubrey Walker too, right? We need to write that down. Okay, I'll have that updated for the next show, is that we have Aubrey Walker. So we have 9 wide receivers. How would you all assess this room? Same thing, scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like elite, best rideouts we've ever had. 7 to 8 be like, yeah, pretty good, talented for sure. 6 to 7 being like, good, I don't know if they're going to be great. And then 5 kind of like mid. And we need to add Aubrey Walker to wide receiver room. Let's look at it. Okay, so Ryan Williams, I mean, it's wild thinking about Ryan Williams, right? Like, because that first year that he had was so memorable. Probably one of the best freshman years, I don't know, in recent memory. Last year took a huge step back. But I don't know if it was a step back. I think it was just kind of like a slump year, right? Because I think when you step back, you become less talented. I don't think that's the issue. I think that it was like something mentally, something wasn't clicking. I think he can restore that very quickly. Rico Scott came in with a ton of hype after he was noted running like 23 miles per hour. He never got on the field, right? Lazier Brooks, by season's end, was the best receiver on the team. And I know you're like, what about Germ? I think he was kind of the guy. They went Germ at the back end of the season. I think he might have been a little bit too banged up, unfortunately. And that's why I'm saying, it feels to me like after the dust has settled that the coaches were playing a lot of injured players. And I'm like, okay, yeah, guys get hurt. But why wasn't Rico Scott playing more? Like if Jeremy was really hurt, that's why he didn't play in the Senior Bowl. Then why not play like a guy like Rico Scott more? I don't know. Lazier Brooks barely got targeted in the last game, but against Oklahoma, he had 2 touchdown catches. I mean, he ended the season wonderful. Derek Meadows, we talked about him this morning on Wake Up Bama. Only played in under 60 snaps. A lot of people like Crimson Angel have him kind of as a dark horse to be one of the top wide receivers. I could totally get that. Bigger wide receiver, fast, right? Crushed it in high school. Super talented athlete. What about this? What about Cedarian Morgan? I know there's so much excitement for Crowell, rightfully so. And like Jeriah Edwards, I think Cedarian's right up there with him. Will it be surprising to you, fam, honestly, if like Cedarian Morgan doesn't play like, I don't know, 150 snaps? It will to me. Noah Rogers comes in. Man, you know what? There's a lot of questions here with this group. You know what I'm saying, Matches Man? It's like, why are we just playing? If the guys are hurt, play the other guys. Be like, oh, man, after the season, he was so banged up. He had an arm, he had an elbow. We just kept playing him. Why? If you're not 100%, you're not playing. We got guys that we want to give opportunities to. Yo, Darren, I know Cedarian Morgan is a monster. His highlight tape was crazy. Ronnie says, Kyle, I know you're big on Ryan, but I don't see him getting back that freshman year vibe. You're more likely to have Cedarian Morgan be that guy. Yeah, I had to say this, Ronnie. I would be really surprised if like Ryan doesn't have a strong season this year. I think he has a big year. It would be just the craziest story is if it was kind of like a one and done, right? Like he never got back to like where we thought he was going to go. Correct me, and I have to lean on you older fans for this. And I'm not saying like older in age. I'm saying like fans that have been here and watched the team develop and seen players throughout the decades. Correct me if I'm wrong. And I have a book here, and this is where I read it. I'm trying to look for this. It's a Nick Saban book. But it said that Julio Jones had a a down sophomore season. I have to go read it again. Is that true? Maybe you guys don't know off the top of your head. Maybe I have to think about it. But they said that his sophomore season, he just slumped. And then he, came back. Maybe you guys know off the top of your head. I don't know. Rex is still on the running backs. He says, let's see. Can our best runners block? Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that earlier, Rex. You think you might be a few minutes behind. Dennis wants Ryan to put on some weight. Bama Derry says, roll tide. Good to see you. K-Spray says Ryan Williams needs to end the podcast. Wade's real talking about Cherwig. Okay, so what questions do you have about this room? There's a lot there. Now that I think about it, we have a lot of questions here. Question number 1, will Ryan Williams come back to his greatness? Question number 2, what's Rico Scott going to do? Question 3, Lazier Brooks, how can we feed him the ball? This guy needs, I don't know, does he need 7 touches for Lazier Brooks? Sounds too light. Derek Meadows. What happens in the second year of Derek Meadows? Sedarian Morgan. What's gonna happen? There's a lot of questions. And I think the other question is, Noah Rogers, will he be the starter? One of the 3 starters. Cherwig, right? And then MJ Matheson, we got to add Aubrey Walker to our board right here. Okay, a lot of questions here. Okay, tight ends. Okay, and again, we'll do defense tomorrow. All right, what we got right here, Danny Lewis. I haven't even, to be honest, to be like 100% straightforward, I haven't even heard if Danny Lewis is officially coming back. The last thing I saw was like in January, he had surgery, and then I don't know. Never really heard. I didn't see like a formal announcement. Not that he needed one. I know he still has eligibility left. I don't know. Jackson Marco, didn't really hear much of him last year. Jay Lindsey played a little bit last year. Caleb Edwards was a superstar as a sophomore. I think he has a really bright future. Marshall Pritchett got on the field. Mac Sutter, baller. Josh Ford coming in. I talked about him on Wake Up Bama. 6'6", about 265. A good amount of reps last year at Oklahoma State. I think he fits in really nice. I like his game. And then Shuttlesworth over here is a preferred walk-on. Yeah, look, Mysteries at the comment box. Like my son's high school team played Sedarian's team, and he's for real. Yeah, right. Yo, Josh Ford's huge, bro. 6'6", what? I think he might be closer to 270. And so I was looking up Robbie Oots, right? Yo, Robbie Oots right now for the Seahawks is like 275. 275. And at 275 pounds, the athleticism that he still has is crazy. Dennis chimes in and says, we have so many tight ends. We'll have to get production from this room. Probably most respected room on offense right now. You know, and I think like when you look to the tight end room, right, when you do have 2 tight ends on the field, you could really load up with some really good size, right? I mean, I was talking about this morning on the podcast. Okay, Josh Ford, 6'6", 275. And then you throw on like Caleb. I think Caleb Edwards is close to 260 pounds as well. Like, that's a lot of weight. You put Michael Carroll out there. You put, I don't know, Nick Brooks at the guard. And Daniel Hill out running back. How will you not be able to run the ball? Wow, I didn't see that, Hacker Music. Hacker Music points out that he read that Malachi Toney had 0 drops. You know, I like the way that they used Malachi Toney. That's what I like the most about Miami is they didn't necessarily like hit him with deep balls. What they did was they let his speed play in space, right? So they did a lot of quick stuff to him and just let his vision ability kind of do the rest. I loved how they utilized him. I mean, can Lazier Brooks be a guy like that? Yeah, possibly. You know, Ryan Williams could too. Because Ryan Williams is so fast. once he gets the ball in his hands, right? There's a different level for that guy. Your bigger receivers downfield, you could utilize. I don't know. It's fun to think about. Is there any questions you have about this tight end room? I always bring this up. The tight end room for me is like, I don't see like a super mega star in this room. Some programs have mega stars in their tight end room. The easiest example is to talk about Georgia. Their tight ends seem to be fantastic, and they have guys over the last 5 seasons that are difference makers. Do we have a difference maker right here as a tight end? Do we need one? I don't know. Andy has a question. Wide receiver or tight end? The question is, who's going to step up when the opposing defense starts taking away your stars? Do coaches film on Lazier Brooks now? Somebody got to step up every week. Match Matt says, I agree. I think we'll use 12 personnel with 2 tight ends to help the run game in quick out game. Yeah, I could see that 100%. All 8 tight ends have their wings reshaped. All right. Okay. So that's kind of our tight end room. Right? I think a lot of people kind of pull in for like Max Sutter. You have your 3 balanced guys right here, and then like your bigger style tight ends. A lot of guys. I get it. That was fun to talk about during kind of the off season. Okay. Here's your offensive line room. So let's see, 15 guys that we have. Michael Carroll, Jackson Lloyd, Will Sanders, Casey Poe, Mal Waldrop, Kane Strayhorn, Ty Haywood, Bryson Cooley, Jared Daugherty, Chris Booker, Bear Fretwell, Tyrell Miller, Ethan Fields, Rayson Dalgatti, and Nick Brooks. Okay. What jumps off the map right here with the offensive line? How about that for a tipping point? Like, do your assessment. So go from your 1 to 10. Is this like the elite offensive line room? 7 to 8, you're like, okay, good. Need to see what happens. 5, you're like, still don't have the guys, in my opinion. I mean, this is a complete rehaul. And I don't know. The first thing that stands out to me is they seem a little bit younger, right? Sophomore, redshirt, freshman, redshirt, sophomore, freshman. I mean, do we have Javen James on this board? I think we need to add Javen James. That's another name we need to add. Okay, so we need to add Javen James. O-line. Okay, so we need Javen James, who will be the oldest guy in the room. We need to add him over here. So we're actually up to 16 offensive linemen. And I've been messing with this graphic a couple different times, and I have no idea if this is true, if this can work out. I know that Nick Brooks, for example, I reached out to somebody close to the program. They said that Nick Brooks can play guard as well. I was kind of under the assumption that he would just be used as tackle. So this is kind of an old graphic that I have. Let's see what this one looks like. So look, this is probably the furthest thing from it, but just to give you kind of a snapshot. And I don't know, you could put Jackson Lloyd here at left tackle. You could put Nick Brooks at guard. You could put Michael Carroll at right tackle. And actually, after talking with you guys all January, the fans have said, keep Michael Carroll at right tackle. So let's just do it. Let's keep him. Let's see. We'll move Michael Carroll. Let's see if we can do this on the fly. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this. We'll do that. We'll do this. Do that. And I change these often, so it's just like, don't feel it's like something that isn't like stuck in the sand. There we go. Add the transfer tag here. So I don't know. How would you feel about this? And again, you could put Michael Carroll over here. Put Jackson Lloyd, for example. You could put Will Sanders here. I don't care. You got a new offensive line coach. This is my favorite graphic to work with, to be honest. Coming up with all the different sets. I really don't know about this guy, to be honest. This guy played a little bit last year for Texas. Super excited about him, but I don't know if he's going to beat out like Jackson Lloyd. I think that'll be competition, right? Seems like Delgatti has the most experience. Oh, you got Javen James, right? Let's see if we have Javen James. Yeah, I have to go. Yeah. So let's put Javen James over here. Yeah, that might make sense. If we got Javen James here, I don't know if could Haywood play guard too? What if you have Javen James here, Ty Haywood here, Delgatti here, Brooks here, and Carroll there? Could that work? Huh. Okay, so Javen James, Haywood. I like that. Okay, I'm going to put it inside the comment box. Let me know what you think. Okay, left tackle, Javen James, right? Left guard, Haywood. Center, Delgatti. Right guard, Brooks. Right tackle, Carroll. Do we like that? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't know. I kind of like that, to be honest. Again, I have no idea, if Haywood, is able to get into that guard position and win, because you got like Will Sanders. That could be another guy that wins that job. Casey Poe's there as well. Tyrell Miller comes out, very polished junior college player. Cody likes that. Brandon has Seaborn at right guard. Are you saying Trent? I think we need somebody a little bigger. All right. All right. Coming up next, I'm going to take your calls. All right. So you want to sound off, on the offense. Yeah. Questions for me. I'll do that and more coming up next right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I'll set it up and we'll have a good time. So you call in. You guys know the rules. When I answer the phone, hey, this is Kyle Henderson, who I'm online with. Where you calling in from? And then, we'll have some dialogue. So setting up the call online now. Appreciate you guys kicking with me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Hope you're having a good Monday. Hope you guys enjoyed my opening segment. It's wild. February flies through. Not worried about February one bit. It's too easy. February just is an easy month, right? Okay. I'll be back in 2 seconds right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. We'll take your calls next. All right, fam. Thanks for giving me grace on that. I appreciate you guys. All right, so open up the call line. It's 205-850-1994. And we will take our first caller, 737, which is Mike down in Choctaw. Mike, what's up, man? Welcome to the program.
Not much, Kyle. Good morning. Good morning to yourself and everybody out there listening in Bama Nation. And, You're talking about the quarterback room and the potential. Talk about everything, really, but specifically the quarterback room. My biggest concern with the quarterback room is I guess it can be a concern everywhere, but somebody transferring out. Like, let's say, for example, Austin Mack apparently he's here. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think anyway. But my worst case scenario would be him getting the starting job and then Keelan Russell transferring out, because, we have other good quarterbacks coming in 2027 class. We have the commitment of our number one guy, the guy out of Baton Rouge that's, verbally committed to us, I guess. So that's my biggest concern is transfers. But I guess that's just the state of college football as it is today.
Mike, let me ask you something. Because it's clear to me that Bama is playing a different game than some other programs. And what I mean by that, and I've talked about this, is like other programs seem to be going for their quarterback position to be kind of like a one-year rental guy. Buy your guy for that 1 year and just keep doing that again and again. And Bama seems to be still in the developmental process. How is that good? Is that bad? What arises while we're developing and those programs are buying?
Well, you have to develop players, whether we do it or someone else does it. Of course, they have to get used to the speed of the college game and get some playing time in the college game. But, yeah, that's a concern, because I'm a believer that it's still all about recruiting. I know how important the transfer portal is and to build your team. And I think it's especially for skilled players, although we did our line this year, transfer portal. But yeah, I think it's still very important to recruit players like Seaborn and these players coming in, and then develop them into college-level quarterbacks. But like with Keelan Russell, though, he came in as the top quarterback in the country and came to our program. Well, he's only played a handful of snaps, so he's not developing at all. So I can see with the transfer portal, I can see it being good use, like Jalen Hurts, for example. When he transferred to Oklahoma, well, it did his whole football career a whole nother path that did very good for him. So I see why people did it. But in positions like quarterback especially, man, when you have a one-star running back by committee, okay, if you're number 3, you're still going to get touches. But on the quarterback room, if you're number 3, you're probably not going to get a whole lot of touches except in total cleanup duty, when the number 3 quarterbacks in the running back room can, get touched the first quarter. But development's still very, very important. But like I say, I'm just concerned about these good people, because we have very good recruiting classes coming in, the number 1 recruiting class last year, but just people not seeing enough playing time or getting playing time and transferring out. But I guess that's the state of college football. And real quick, how the wide receiver room, it all hinges on the play of Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams has the ability to take our wide receiver room to the next level if he can, but he just needs to beef up, get off social media, get serious about his career, get into the weight room, and just get tougher on the field. We all know how physical football is, and I think that's part of the game. His game, he doesn't like taking them licks. Yeah. So he's got to get beefed up a little bit. But our wide receiver room, to me, if he has a good year, we're going to be a 9 or a 10. If Ryan Williams has a year he had last year, we're probably going to be a 7 or who knows, So, yeah. Yeah, man. But I just want Keelan Russell to stick around, wait it out, and stick around. That's what I want to see, Kyle.
Sounds good, Mike. I appreciate the call, brother. Thanks for calling in. All right, Mike from Choctaw with the good call. Yeah, I always think about that too, in terms of how Alabama is utilizing their quarterback position. And I still am amazed that they're able to bring back both Austin Mack and Keelan Russell, because each of those guys, they're not coming back if they don't feel that they have a shot to, win the actual job. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think each of those guys 100% thinks that they're going to win this coming year. All right, 850, let's take it. I think it's Angel. Angel, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
No, it's Cody from Crestview.
Oh,
Kyle.
Shoot. Cody. What's up, Cody? Come with it, bro. Welcome to the program, man.
Hey, man. Listen, I got a couple of things. Could you bring up the running back, tight end, and wide receiver room, please?
Yeah, I'll bring. Yeah,
that we were discussing. I'm not worried about the O-line and quarterback because I know it's going to be a quarterback battle between Keelan and Austin. I think Austin's going to fit the system because that's probably what they're going for.
Mm-hmm.
O-line, I'm going to let that O-line coach do his thing.
Mm-hmm. I got the running backs up for you, Cody, by the way.
Okay. Hold on. So the running back,
Mm-hmm.
my guess is I have a lot of problems with the running back because I don't know who's the leader and who has that dog mentality with them.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know this, that Khalifa Keys, and I know Daniel Hill needs to shred about, 15 pounds lighter to be like 230 pounds. The problem is this. I haven't seen any of Khalifa Keys' film, but I don't know for sure between any of these running back rooms because you know how we did with Dre Washington and he didn't play. I don't know what the purpose is if we have this Khalifa Keys in here because they're not going to play. It's because Khalifa Keys, as good as he is at 6'1" and 235, it's really, to be honest, about the pass protection, the blocking, but also who is ready to step up and be a leader for the QB room. Daniel Hill, he's too slow at 244 pounds. If he sheds 15 pounds lighter, he may get somewhere. I like Kevin Riley because he's shifty, but, it's AKD is a good one too, but somebody needs to step up in the running back room, to be honest. Because if not for this year, you're going to see probably two of these running backs transfer out. Just by whatever means necessary. That's what I see from the running back room. The wide receiver room, I'm only gonna be contemplating because of the reason for wide receiver room. Who's gonna kick return? Who's gonna be a kick returner? That's the only thing I'm worried about is the kick returner because you get MJ Mathis, who's quick, and you got Rogers, who is quick. If you're gonna need a kick returner, if Rogers is gonna be on the field, then you could go with MJ Mathis or that other person. But really, to be honest, there's going to be a lot of problems, mostly running back, wide receiver, and tight end. Tight end, I like Max Sutter. I like Marshall Pritchett. I like Caleb Edwards. Those are going to be like a slot tight end. They're going to be on the field. But most of like Josh Ford and everybody else, those are my fullback guys. But the problem is, what is the game plan with these other tight ends? Are they going to be special teams tight ends for blocking, or are they going to be a fullback for the run game? I don't know what they're going to do, and that's contemplating to me. It's not making sense of because a lot of these tight ends to me look like they're all exceptional talent. Danny Lewis needs to stay healthy, but Jack DeMarco and Josh Ford and the other tight end that you forgot to put on the board or whatever, I don't know what the game plan is. I need somebody to know, okay, this is this year. I need someone to step up and give me that mentality thing where they're going to move up, to like a big dog and run probably 1,000 yards. I just don't see it for the running back room. That's the biggest consistent up there. The only problem is I like them all. But, I can't help it. I don't know what else to do. Thoughts on that, Kyle?
Yeah, thanks, Cody. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you always calling in, bro.
And by the way, I forgot to tell you, Ryan Williams, I'm giving him one more chance because Ryan Williams, to me, if he doesn't really meet the exception of catching the ball, then guess what? That means, to me, he needs to hit the weight room. It's his last year to tell, okay, you're going to be better. Otherwise, it's going to be Sedare Morgan, Lotfield Brooks, and Derek Meadows. I'll probably put Derek Meadows over Ryan Williams if he screws up this year. So, just thoughts on that, Kyle.
Thanks, Cody. I appreciate it, bro. One of the things I was thinking about is like, let me ask you this, inside the comment box, who catches more passes this year, or who sees the field more this year? Derek Meadows or Sedarius Morgan? Who sees the field more this year? Derek Meadows, Sedarius Morgan. I think we got Angel now. Let's see.
What's on, Kyle?
Angel, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show.
Doing all right. Before we get started, can these Bama fans bury the hatchet with Jalen Milroe, please?
Are they still salty? Are they still salty at him?
Yeah, they're still salty that he's going to win a Super Bowl and he didn't win a title at Alabama. And I'm going to tell you, I posted that question on your website or whatever. People are so mad still. They can't face the truth, man. Like, you got to bury the hatchet. I've already buried the hatchet. I like Jalen Milroe. Good for him. Win a Super Bowl, because at Alabama you didn't win it. Fine. I mean, look at, all the other guys that win a title at Alabama. I didn't. Like Peyton Manning, he didn't win a title at Alabama. It took T. Martin.
But
anyway.
Yeah, I think with the
everyone.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, always better to bury the hatchet. 100%. You never want to live with like that type of stress on you. And I've moved past it too. I've told this story before, but y'all remember when Jalen Milroe's dad lost it on me? It was after the one of the SEC. It was after the SEC title. Whenever Bama last won it, I guess against Georgia, and I was nothing but like positive about Jalen, and I think his dad absolutely lost his you-know-what on me, and he was just dog cussing me in front of everybody at the SEC title game. It was the craziest thing I ever seen, and I didn't really say anything. I just kind of absorbed it, and then even two Alabama coaches came up to me, and they were like, yo, man, sorry about that, blah, blah. It was weird. It was like but then I saw that he does that often, and he seems like he yells at everybody like around him, so I just felt that was crazy. But I buried the hatchet. I ain't, after the games, that's why they have cooling off periods. People are hot after games. That's just the nature of it. So it's all good. Doesn't affect me. What else you got, Angel? Come with it, bro.
Look, why are we not talking about Racing Delgatti?
Yeah.
Like that kind of strikes a nerve. That kind of strikes something with me, because you know why? Because didn't Josh Cuevas play for Cal Poly?
Yep.
And Washington and came to Alabama?
Yep.
To me, that sounds like a gold mine out there.
Yeah.
For some reason, he stands out to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Racing Delgatti, that guy, like, he's got the most experience on this roster anyway from Cal Poly. I mean, you should start recruiting these guys from the Big Sky Conference. They're pretty good. Like, look at Montana State this year and Illinois State.
Yeah, yeah.
They had really good game. Like, and there's some good players on those teams. And I would not be surprised if this guy Delgatti does really well at center, because he can be a Josh Cuevas type player on his skill position.
Yeah,
because we saw it.
And you know what?
The last 2 years.
That's such a crucial position for us. You know what I'm saying? Because even after and his health is crucial to us too. Because let me ask you something, and this to everybody out there. Behind him, what's the experience look like? At center,
there are not many.
There's none. So the experience is going to come in spring ball. Okay, because you got Caden Strayhorn. I think you played in whatever bowl game Michigan played in. And then after that, who else plays center on the team? In the last year's team, the last 2 seasons, you had Parker Brailsford, who had all that experience.
He's gone.
Gino Vandermark could play. He's gone. I think Joseph Ionita was another backup. He's gone. And then Rock Montgomery, he also played center. He's gone. So it's like, you're right, bro. Delgatti's a huge piece to this puzzle.
Yeah, he's definitely the biggest piece right now, because the other captain offensive line, I trust those guys. Like, who's that Oregon guy and the Texas guy and Carroll and that Strayhorn guy? You can swap those guys out anywhere you want, honestly.
Yeah.
Because it's like mix and match. Delgatti, though, has to stay at center, because he is the biggest piece of this puzzle right now to help this offensive line, because honestly, he's a lot bigger than Parker. Now, I did see some tape. He's kind of really good out there at Cal Poly that comes to Alabama. But also, one thing before I go, Kyle, the wide receiver room, it's going to be fine. Jarrett Meadows is going to have a breakout season.
Yeah.
And Ryan Williams will try to make a breakout season, but he'll make it to a certain point, and he'll go off. And then And also, I really do believe that the running back room is really, really small. And this Keith guy, I'm going to call this now. He's going to be a Jahmyr Gibbs type player. Because he came from Georgia Tech, or App State, and then Jahmyr Gibbs, Georgia Tech. It's going to be crazy when they go off from big schools. Like Josh Jacobs, too. He reminds me of Josh Jacobs, too, as well, because he was a no-star, really, a 3-star. He was a nobody, basically, and then he starts balling out against Oklahoma. Hey, just watch out for these guys. But anyway, Carl, that's all I got today, man. Just point those guys out, and especially Delgado, man, because he stands out. Like, his name and everything stands out in his face. I'm like, who named this kid? But honestly, I think it's pretty funny, and it's going to be great when he's going to start balling out. Anyway, Carl, roll tide. I'm still snowed in, so roll tide, everyone.
All right, take it easy, Angel. All right, Angel out in Pigeon Forge. All right, we got Lucas and we got Yee coming up next. Yeah, so the A-Day, what's the take on A-Day? Get active inside the com box. You know, okay, there was a time where I could totally understand, like, no more A-Day. And it was because that stupid transfer portal window was the next day after it. Remember? It was so stupid. It was like Alabama could showcase all their players. The game was going to be on ESPN, so all the coaches could just watch Alabama's open practice and then just poach all the team. Since it's closed, why can't we have one? What? Seriously. Why? Walk me off here. I think we should have one. And the reason I think so is because fans need it. Fans need it because of camaraderie. DeBoer needs it, okay? People need to come over. A-Day is how you build culture, okay? I don't have a lot of time to explain it right now, but A-Day is where you talk to people. You kiss, you shake hands, and you get to, talk to everybody. You know what I'm saying? It's your opportunity to be kind of common level with the fans. And you build that up, and fans need it. I'm telling you, a couple years ago, correct me if I'm wrong, fam, after Saban had retired and we went into that A-Day, I'm telling you, people treated it just like people needed it. I can't really explain it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm saying free A-Day. Let me know what you think. And look, I know, like, it used to be a big deal, but I don't know. Okay, let's do Lucas. Lucas, what's up, bro? Welcome to the show, man.
What's up? This is me, Lucas.
I love when you do that, bro. Come with it, bro.
Yeah. Well, talking about A-Day, we will have an A-Day, and it's been affirmed by Greg Sankey and everybody on college football. A-Day is coming back to Alabama. So be looking for A-Day. It's going to be at the same time, like it's always. Because the reason why I know, because I'll go look at that. I was being curious, too. Are we going to have A-Day this year or not? Well, there is a yes. We will have A-Day. So we'll be in Alabama and let you know A-Day will be at the same time like we always have A-Day.
Love it.
So we're still going to have fans. Huh?
I love it.
So we will. A-Day's coming back. And you know what? For once, I think now, here's some news. I don't know if this is true or not, but I think they're finally going to have some guardrails on this NIL and transfer portal. In the tampering not this year, but the next year in 2027, year in 28, they're going to finally set some guardrails for that year. This is going to be the last year when people are going to start tampering with players. Because right now, Ohio State, Georgia, and a few other teams have been tampering. It's getting penalized right now. They're getting in trouble, especially Kirby. He's worse. He is the worst coach in the college football. Has been tampering with players in the portal, and then you have the Buckeyes underneath, and then you have another team. You have Indiana. They got penalized last year for tampering. So they're going to take that win away from them. So because they went after adult players in the portal. These adult players are supposed to be in the NFL, not in college. So that win is going to take away from Indiana. So Indiana's win, that don't count anymore. That's on. They cheated. So Cincinnati has got penalized
Mhm.
for that win. For going after players, the players should be in the NFL, not in college. So he's getting very in trouble now.
So how do you feel about this whole Bediako situation with basketball?
Well, I mean, I think it is a distraction to the basketball team because we don't need distractions. That's what it's doing. Same thing like we always say about the football. We don't need a distraction. When we get a distraction, that's when Alabama plays poorly.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think it is it. I think it's just getting Ed Oaks off balance and it's getting the team off balance. That's why we keep losing games. Yeah. So till we can handle this crap, we're going to still have our problems. So, I mean, do I think we're going to win it this way? No, I don't. I think it's going to be some other team. I think Bama's taking a step back.
Anything else, Lucas?
In basketball, I think the basketball is going to go forward with this. But when these team names, I got faith in the basketball team, and also I got faith in the football team. They're going to get together.
Mm-hmm.
Just be patient. We don't know what it's going to be. We can have all these uncertainties. Who's going to do what? Just wait. Just got to see what happens. Just wait. So, all right, that's all I got.
Thanks for calling in, brother. I appreciate it, man. Take it easy, Lucas. All right. Lucas calling in. All right, we go to you down in Montgomery. Yo, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show, man. Good to have you on, man. Welcome on, E. Come with it, bro.
Gotcha. What's going on, Kyle? So I'll start with the quick story, man.
Hey, E, turn it up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
A lot better. Yeah, go. Stay like that.
All right. So I'll start with the quick story. So my son played high school football, or he plays high school football here in Alabama.
Okay.
They played the Adrian Morgan's team the last 2 years.
Yeah.
This year, we're playing them. We're the massive underdog. The game's kind of a little sluggish. Their team's not really playing up to their standard.
Uh-huh.
It's like 13-0.
Yeah.
Late second quarter, third and long, third and forever. And quarterback drops back. Nothing's really going on. And he just slings one downfield. Darian dives, catches it one hand, ignites the crowd. Long story short, the kid's good. He's for real. But on to my points, I'll go ahead and spit them out real quick. I believe at QB, we need to have that wow guy. We really haven't had that wow guy since, I'd say, probably Mac Jones, Bryce Young. Like, whoever wins the quarterback position has to be more than just a runner, has to be more than just a game manager. To win the Natty, you got to make some wow plays at some point during the season. Mm-hmm. We need that back at Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Next point, the O-line got to get nasty, man. We got to get nasty. We got to have hog mollies in the trenches, pushing guys over, tilting fouls. We need that again.
Yeah.
And they got to have a little time to develop continuity, but it has to happen at a little bit quicker rate with them not really playing together. So it's going to have to happen fast. And our running backs, we got to show some top-end speed. We had 13 rushes of 20 yards or more this past season compared to 25 in 2022 and 27 in 2021 with Najee. Like, that's horrible production down the field. Like, no explosive plays coming out of the run game. We got to fix it. We got to fix it fast. Just give me your thoughts on that. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, man. Take it easy. Yeah, I mean, Adrian Morgan, first of all, I mean, that guy is it. I'm telling you. Look, I watch a lot of tape. I used to do that. That's what I did, like, when I first started my career and kind of all this. Like, that was, like, 20 years ago. And, I mean, you could see it. I mean, it doesn't take you but 2 plays to tell you Adrian Morgan's a 5-star. You look at his size, and you're just like, that guy's it, 100%. That's why I asked you. I personally think that he plays more than Derek Meadows. That might be my hot take for Monday. I think in terms of what you were saying about the quarterback position, yeah. Look, what quarterbacks out there had that wow factor in college football. Fernando Mendoza, he did, right? When that play, you know, when he like kind of jumped into the end zone, that was a wow play, okay? Trinidad Chambliss, did that guy have some wow plays? Hell yeah. The things that guy did in like late season were ridiculous. Do we have a quarterback, whoever takes it over this year, do we have a quarterback that's going to have that wow factor? Look, I don't know if Austin Mack has it. If for whatever reason, it feels like Keelan Russell does. Walk me off that ledge, okay? Walk me off that. Do they both have it? And the reason I say that is from a very small, it's like me telling you about the entire restaurant from taking one bite of a Italian sub, okay? That's all I have from Keelan Russell. But that taste was delicious. And it came against Louisiana Monroe. And there was 2 plays, the 2 times he threw a touchdown. And I'm not saying that I'm for Keelan Russell, I'm for Austin Mack. I'm just telling you about this sandwich that I took a bite of, okay? And I saw him, and he, like, stopped. He looked. He made the throw. The other time, he found MJ Cherwick for a touchdown. Those 2 plays in itself, it wasn't like scripted plays. Those were plays that Keelan Russell made on his own from just, you know, going through his progressional reads, or just kind of a sense. He almost has, what do they have it? Star Wars, right? When you just have it, it's just in you. That's what he has. It seems like it. The Force, right? Either you can learn the Force, I think, but sometimes the Force is just in you. Who has that? Do we have a guy like that? Do we have a guy on the team that has the Force? I don't know. Interesting to think about for sure. But like Trinidad Chambliss, yo, that guy was doing things that were crazy. Right? All right, family. Well, that is today's show today. I appreciate you guys kicking with me right here on Bama Football on YouTube. That sandwich I was talking about sounds delicious anyways, right? Who wouldn't go for an Italian? Something, you know? Who has the best Italian sandwich? Sound off inside the comment box. I'll tell you what, the best Italian sandwich is Jersey Mike's, hands down. But that sandwich is like $25. You take it. I'm telling you, that's the problem I have. I can't take the kids. There's no way I'm going to spend $50 on sandwiches. No, there's just no way. I'm not going to do that. But if you guys want to, you do you. All right, thanks for kicking it with me today right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. News as it happens. I appreciate you guys always calling in. I appreciate the super chats, you guys being active inside the community, you guys being fan funders, you guys supporting our sponsor, Sleeper. I appreciate you guys so much. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing, but we'll do it on the defensive side of the ball. And then, you know, watch-alongs for the basketball games, which are fun. Yo, you come in and get to hear me announce a basketball game. It's fun. It gets lit, and I think next time they'll win, hopefully. All right, fam, have a beautiful rest of your Monday. I'll be back as news happens, or later tonight. Just, you know, keep your head on the swivel. You might find me cooking. Who knows? All right. Thank you very much for watching. Welcome to February 2026. Catch you soon. Love y'all. Thanks for calling in today right here on Bama